Clemson versus Texas has a special ring to it for so many reasons. Obviously, a trip to the college football playoff for Clemson, Dabo Swinney's 7th playoff appearance. But CADE Klubnik is returning home there to Austin, Texas, where he played at Westlake High School and had an incredible career. I'm going to talk about this and how this could influence him, fuel him, make him even more passionate than he already is to pull a big upset and move forward in the college football playoff. But first, welcome to my channel. I'm Brian. I'm glad you're here. It's a beautiful Tuesday, almost Tuesday afternoon. Hope you're doing well. Listen, a lot of people has been watching the channel, a lot of new viewers. So if you like what I'm doing, if you like supporting independence, if you like supporting independent businesses, I'm not a business, but if you like that sort of thing, I hope you will subscribe. Remember, it's free. It is free. I do appreciate it. CADE Klubnik came to Clemson after winning 3 state championships, 2 of them as a starter. Never lost a high school game, and he was playing big boy football. Like, I don't want to take away from anyone out there, but, you know, there's some people, they haven't, whether it's them or their high school or both, they have a really good record. But you look at the league they played in, or you look at the state they played in, and while it's impressive that they won, they didn't win at the highest level. That's not the case here with CADE Klubnik. Klubnik played in 6A Texas football. Texas football is, I mean, good Lord, they've made TV shows and movies about it. And CADE Klubnik was right in the heart of that and won at the highest level in all of high school football in the United States. And he leaves Austin, he comes to Clemson. After passing for 7,426 yards and 86 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, he set the school's record for career passing yards, and he passed a guy named, I don't know, Drew Brees, Nick Foles. Remember him? Sam Ellinger. I mean, this school spits out quarterbacks. They've spit out NFL talent. And CADE Klubnik surpassed Drew Brees and his career passing yards there in high school. That's incredible. So now, guess what? He is he's going back to Austin, Texas to play against the Longhorns. There's a little bit of a rivalry from what I understand between he and Quinn Ewers. It's kind of odd. Quinn Ewers is playing at Texas, and here's CADE coming back home to Austin and playing against him. It's really interesting. Obviously, there's the whole Andrew Makuba, formerly playing for Clemson, transferring this year, and now here they are, playing against one another. But let me tell you what I think this could spell for Klubnik. This could be that extra hit of energy that he needs. Maybe a little extra oomph to go to Garrett Riley and say, hey, listen, I want you to put the game on my shoulders. I'm home. I'm going to have family and friends there. I'm going to have old high school coaches there. I'm going to have people who has known me since I could pee my pants, and it was totally okay. I want you to trust me with the game. I want you to give me the best scheme because here's a few reasons. First, you're going to need it against Texas. That's one. 2, if you get past Texas, you're playing an Arizona State team that, yes, has done some great things, have a lot of respect for Dillingham. 2nd year at his alma mater. Arizona State is not an easy job. The last time they had a really good season was, 1996 with Jake the Snake? But Clemson probably feels a lot better having to go into a game against Arizona State, say, versus Oregon or Georgia. So, Cade's looking at Garrett Riley and he's saying, hey, this could be it that drives him to go, hey, you saw how the defense reacted to me When they thought I was running the football on the very first touchdown, he took, and by the way, great execution by CADE on that one. The very first touchdown against SMU, he snaps the ball, takes out for rolling to his left. He tucks the football like he's going to run. It pulls the defense in. He pulls up and throws to a wide open Bryant Wesco. Touchdown. Of course, he's from Midlothian. He's a Texas native as well. We'll get to that in just a moment. We're focusing on CADE here. This is a great moment for CADE Klubnik to go back home, utilize his speed, his arm, his experience, and then just the drive of playing in front of family and friends, old coaches. I think this could be a really, really good moment. So, what are some of CADE's strengths? CADE is fast. CADE is a fast football player. A lot of people had to learn this year exactly how fast he is. When Clemson played against their rival South Carolina, they scored 2 touchdowns. Who did that? CADE Klubnik. How did he do it? On the ground. We know what he did against Pittsburgh. They found out the guy could run. He did what he did, took off. Because of that, Clemson won the game. Because of that, Clemson ended up in the ACC championship. Had they lost that game, I don't care if Miami did lose. They're still not going. I think that's statistically correct. Anyway, the point is CADE can run the football. And this year, they've let him run more. They've actually trusted him more with the run. Next, let's talk about CADE's arm. A lot of people wants to talk about CADE. Well, he throws the ball late and he's missed this or he's missed that. Folks, I see what you're talking about. But CADE has definitely improved as a passer. And by the way, the Joker has an arm. I mean, some of you talk about him like he has a little limp arm that he's just like going, oh, try to get the football to him. Ah. No, the guy can hurl a football. And he's continuing to clean up his mechanics. He's continuing to clean up his footwork. He's been working with Jordan Palmer. Jordan Palmer, the quarterback guru, really helped him in the offseason, and CADE is just continuing to grow. You know, I talked about CADE Klubnik's stats in high school. Let's just look over his stats for Clemson, with Clemson. Now, last year, he took over in a situation that a lot of people wouldn't really want to take over. You know, I believe in owning up to mistakes that you make and taking responsibility. Maybe it's not your fault, but you're responsible. Okay, I get that line of thinking. I understand it. I try to teach it to my sons. I try to implement it myself at the same time. CADE didn't have a really good situation last year. It wasn't just a CADE thing. It was an almost everything thing. So last year, CADE Klubnik passed for 2,844 yards and 19 touchdowns. This season, he's passed for 3,303 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Now you could say, Brian, he's played a conference championship game. True. But that 2,844 yards, it includes the bowl game. So at this point, he's played the same amount of games as he did in the entirety of his last season, and he's thrown for almost 500 more yards. He's thrown for 14 more touchdowns, and he's thrown for 4 less of interceptions. His completion rate for last year was 63.9%. This year, 63.7%. He's thrown 11 fewer passes than he did last year and has that better of a number. Now, remember in 2022, he was a true freshman sitting behind DJ. There was a lot of oddities that were going on. There was a lot of drama that was happening at Clemson. And CADE was thrown into the ACC championship against Drake May and the North Carolina Tar Heels and won the game. So the other night when CADE won against SMU, you need to understand the guy went in and won his second ACC championship. His second ACC championship. And it was a much different situation than the last time. So the guy is getting better. The guy is progressing as a leader. And they can trust him to open up the playbook and say, whether it's with your legs or whether it's with your arm, we trust you to make the call. And CADE has been doing a really good job. So he goes into Austin, Texas, and one of the things that I would just want to challenge everybody to look at this objectively. We know that Texas defense can play football. We know that this is going to be a hostile environment. We know that Clemson's going to have nerves. They're going to be nervous. But folks, so will Texas. So will Texas. Probably the most calm person there will be Dabo Swinney. Why? Because Dabo will be in his 7th college football playoff. That's why. Mike Reed, the defensive backs coach, he's been at Clemson for 14 years, something like that. So I want to say he's been to all of those college football playoffs. He has. But on both sidelines and on the field, you're going to have a lot of nervous people. You're going to have a lot of nervous fans from both sides. They're different shades of orange, but everybody is going to share one thing. There's going to be a lot of nerves. So Texas, the last time they had a big game at home, the last time that Texas had a big game at home, they lost. They lost to Georgia. And then they went to a neutral site this past weekend, could have won it, and they lost to Georgia again. Do you know how hard it is to beat a team twice? And that's why a lot of people picked Texas. It was like, hey, this is going to be a neutral site, though it's in Atlanta, about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes, according to traffic, from Athens, Georgia to Atlanta, Georgia. A lot of people was thinking that Texas would seize the moment. They almost did. But I would look at Clemson and say, you know what, Clemson, you haven't done great in big games this year, except for the ACC championship. But what about Texas? Texas has struggled as well. Now, this is just me talking about the Longhorns. These guys are talented. Sarkisian is one of the best schemers in the game. But I'm just saying this is going to play to CADE Klubnik's favor. And I believe that having all of those people there to see him play, having the feeling of being at home with him and behind him, and then coming into this game, he now has 2 ACC championships. He has now 2 full seasons under his belt. He took over as a freshman in a very volatile time. In fact, I've said openly, if you watch my channel all the time, this is something you've heard me say. CADE Klubnik took over in probably one of the most weird, bizarre, and unappealing times in the entire Dabo Swinney era. And what has he done? He's kept his cool. You really don't hear it. He hasn't said anything, to my knowledge, bad about anyone. He's not throwing anyone under the bus while other people are taking a shot at him going, we need an elite quarterback. Cade's awful. And I'm like, what? Really? He's awful? He's a bust? I don't see that. I see a guy who's had to persevere. So, CADE Klubnik returns home against Texas. I'm hoping that Clemson will open up the playbook with him, allow him to take shots down the field, extend the play with his legs to get wide receivers. So, a Texas native, a true freshman who was just I think he had the 3rd best game ever in ACC championship history. And he's a true freshman. Get the ball to him. Get the ball to TJ Moore. Get the ball to Antonio Williams, Jake Brenningstool. Allow him to go out there and make those plays for the entirety of the game. Give him an entire scheme that allows CADE to have a homecoming that he and his family will always remember for the good. So I'm excited for CADE Klubnik. I'm excited to see what they do in Austin. And I'm hoping that Garrett Riley will say, hey, look, you have 2 full years with me. We now have an ACC championship. We have the 10-win season. We're here at the college football playoff. Kid, you're home, and I'm not going to do anything but set you up for success and anticipate the counter from Texas and have a few different looks waiting for them that you can continue to shine and prosper and lead the Tigers to the second round of the college football playoff. Folks, let me know what you think. Are you looking forward to seeing CADE KLUBNIK go home and hopefully upset the Texas Longhorns? I hope you'll leave a comment in the comments section. Quickly getting to the comments section. It's going to be just quickly through here. CADE has done well as he could do and has improved at Clemson. JT Brown, thank you so much for supporting the channel. See the symbol beside JT's name. It means he supports on a monthly basis. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. We Clemson fans have got to understand we don't have the same coaching staff we had in the championship era. We've taken a big step back. I've talked about this a lot. Yeah, I appreciate that comment, sir. I said y'all. Why did I say y'all? It's good to see you all. Let me see. All right. There's a bunch of you in here. I'm just going to let you go. I will throw this out there that someone has reached out to me to be on the Fox channel in Austin, Texas. I'm surprised and I'm excited. So we're trying to lock down a time for me to be able to talk about Clemson football, talk about the matchup in Texas. We're all excited. Both teams, congratulations to them. So if you live in the Austin area and you think or later on thought you might have seen me on your Fox channel there in Austin, Texas, it's probably because you did. So I'm really excited. I hope everything goes as planned and it still works out. Folks, you take care. I hope you'll subscribe. Remember, it is free. If you like supporting someone who's independent, if you like that sort of thing, I hope you will subscribe. Y'all take care of yourself. And as always, go Tigers.